Dark tales for dark nights.
The following performance is a first-round entry in the 2017 Evil Idol voice acting competition. Voting is simple. Following the performance, simply click the thumbs up icon on this video if you'd like them to become a member of the team, or the thumbs down if you'd rather they not. Voting on this entry will conclude 1 week after the date of its posting. Good luck to all of our contestants.
I cannot tell you with any certainty what it is or how it knows my name, but I swear to you that thing is not my husband. The truth will likely make you think I've gone mad or that I'm unhinged from reality, but I must tell you about that night. The night we discovered a tear in the roof. The jazz-tuned, sophisticated lady spun on the record player as we danced in the foyer that evening. Richard joked that Ellington wrote that song with me in mind. I would have given him a better smile if I had known that would be the last time I'd ever receive one of his compliments. All of a sudden, we heard a loud, ripping sound from above, and bits of the ceiling drifted down on us. The autumn wind was heavy that night, so we thought maybe a tree had fallen, but there were no branches in sight. The tear was clean and precise, like something razor-sharp had scratched through the roof. A gust of cool air whistled through it. The lights flickered, and then blacked out completely. The sound of the jazz piano faded. There was a slow but steady flapping sound like wings coming from outside. Richard grabbed a flashlight and shined it through the ceiling, and I swear to you that something was gazing right back at us. He told me to run to the garage and grab a tarp big enough to cover up the tear. I searched in darkness until I felt the bundled vinyl at my fingertips. A deafening crash came from the front room, startled me, but it was Richard's scream that caused the terror to strike every nerve in my body. I left the tarp and grabbed the pistol from the lockbox instead. When I peeked around the corner, I noticed the tear in the roof was now an enormous hole. The beam from the flashlight wavered as Richard shook from fright, and standing before him was the silhouette of something unimaginable, a towering thing with wings and what appeared to be tusks. It knocked the flashlight from his hand and tore through his shirt, revealing his bare chest. It then grabbed his neck, and with the talons of his other hand, it began slowly carving into Richard's skin. He gasped for me to run as the creature's fingers tightened on his neck, but I froze. The cuts that thing had carved into the chest of my beloved. It looked like some archaic language, maybe runes of some kind. Then it sliced a large gash across his stomach, causing some of his insides to pour out. Oh, God. And that's when Richard stopped fighting back. His lifeless arms hung beside him. The creature shoved its clawed hands inside of him, like he was a puppet. I aimed the pistol, shaking, unable to breathe. The gunshot rang in my ears, but it was nowhere near as loud as the thundering screech that thing made as it turned towards me. A screech of anger, not pain. The ghastly thing spread its massive wings and took an aggressive stance towards me. I shouldn't have hesitated, but those eyes, they haunt me to this day. Before I could fire another shot, it took my arm clean off with its talons. I can't tell you for certain if it was because of the presence of that demon or the fact that there was blood pouring out of where my arm once was, but at that moment I fainted on the floor across the room from my dead husband. When I awoke, I was in a hospital bed. Fresh bandages covered my arm. The lightheadedness lingered for a while, but when I came to my senses, I cried to the nurse, "That thing killed my husband!" She kept insisting that everything was all right. And then I heard a familiar voice, and I saw that familiar face. It looked like Richard was standing before me, but I knew it wasn't. It was that look that gave it away. Those same haunting eyes I saw in the foyer. And when it leaned in to kiss my forehead, that confirmed it even further. The loose-fitting shirt hung just low enough for me to catch a glimpse of one of those markings etched on its chest. Perhaps it's some form of black magic, or maybe that beast planted something inside Richard that reanimated his shell of a body. Whatever the method, it's only a trick to make you think it's human. I have no clue what it is, but I promise you that it has a sinister purpose. I know what he's told you, that our roof caved in from the high winds, that my arm got severed from the debris that fell, but none of that is true. You've got to believe me. Ask him to show you his chest. Ask him what song we danced to that night. There is proof, if you are willing to find it.
Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, don't forget to cast your vote for this contestant via either a thumbs up or thumbs down vote. New entries will be posted throughout July. Be sure to tune in and vote for each of them and help decide who becomes the next evil idol. In the meantime, turn off the lights and turn on the dark.
Chilling tales for dark nights.